here today with this beautiful topic that we're going to share. Of course, we must drop into the heart. So my first invitation to you is to simply come in to your heart space here today. And let's take a moment to shine this beautiful, pure, golden light into your heart space. Just see this beautiful light coming through and coming in, and feel the warmth, the liquid golden light spilling through the entire heart space. Breathing in deeply from the belly and out through the heart. So inhale into the belly, expanding the space below the navel as much as you can, and then all the way up to the solar plexus. Expand the solar plexus, breathe in more, and exhale through the heart. And as you exhale through the heart, envision and you can experience and feel your light being emanated out into your energy body, your astral body. Simply let's just take this moment to do this until you can feel yourself merging with your energy body as one. Allow yourself to really stretch open your wisdom center, stretch open the sea of chi below the navel, stretch open the solar plexus. Let it be free and exhale through the heart and emanate your light out into your energy field. One more time. Now slowly raise this beautiful energy body up towards about 2 feet above your head, all the way up there, a complete replica of your physical body, but formed of energy, pure vibration. And allow yourself to simply deeply breathe into your belly one more time. And exhale, shooting your breath, your light self, your light body up into the astral body above your head. Inhale one more time and exhale, shooting it up like a fountain going up, a fountain of rainbow merging with the astral body above your head. And then drinking in the light from above through the crown of your head, all the way down this channel that runs through the center of your body, deep into the belly. Hold it for a moment, stretch open the space below the navel into the womb space. Release your hip joints and exhale through deep into Mother Earth. Allow yourself to connect with the heart of Mother Earth, connecting your heart with her heart, and connecting your heart with the celestial way above, the heart of all hearts. Let the Tao open. Let the Tao be one with you. And now if you're ready, just allow yourself to come back into this space, opening your eyes. Opening your sacred eyes. Beautiful. So the Tao is the creator of all things, of all there is. Everything originated from there, and everything will return to there. And there's many names for this. But what is very, very interesting is that at the beginning, there is this wholeness that we speak of. And from there, it split into two. And from two became three. And from three it became four. And from four it became five. And from 5, 10,000 things were birthed. The trees, the rocks, the human, this laptop that we have, this phone that we have in our hands, everything, it started to grow. It started to fractal from everything and anything. And if you feel into that, you know you can feel the truth within your heart. When a baby is born, the very first thing that happens is a beautiful North Star drops into the heart. And as the heart opens and awakens, the star lights up. That is the luminous body. And the baby opens the eyes, and that luminous eyes, the sacred eyes, are open at the same time. And this is what we call the Shen. And the heart is literally the empress of the whole body system, all your organs, the empress of the organs. Over time with things, whether it is circumstantial or whether it is ancestral, the heart starts to respond to all these things, and the Shen starts to fade. The light starts to fade. And for some of us, really, the Shen even flies away because this earthly existence was too much for this formlessness to take form. And if you know anything about energy, the very interesting thing about energy is that when it is formless, it can be created, it can be destroyed, and it can also dissipate. When it doesn't have enough mass, it won't be able to become matter. And that's where it gets really interesting when we speak about manifestation, attraction, magnetism, what we want to call into our lives. How can we follow our soul's desires? And oftentimes these are the questions I get in my spaces. When I come into my mentorship space, a woman who has had years and years of experience of studying mysticism, of studying meditation techniques, all of the things, certifications of all the healing modalities, still cannot grasp why her desires are still desires and not manifested. And this is a very beautiful exploration. Whenever this is something I always stick by. It's like, when a client asks me a question that I can't really answer, I would love to go in there with curiosity. I would love to figure my way out, not from a linear mind, not from a literal mind, but rather diving deep into where would spirit lead me. If I put this question out into the universe, I would love to find out more about this, please. Where would spirit lead me? And where it has led me so far is to understand that a lot of the magnetic field that we speak about, it's emanated from the heart. And there is a very beautiful sacred line that is drawn between what we call purpose and what we call purposefulness. And there is this very powerful thing that we can absolutely cultivate no matter what modality you're using, that is called awareness. Awareness is like if the heart is the center of your desires and your vision, your spirit, then awareness is almost like the bow that you draw and shoot it up into wherever that needs to go. Because with awareness, we can be very clear about where we want to flow our energy, right? And the very first thing before anything can materialize is energy. Where is the energy going towards? Yes. And for the heart to hold enough of that power, first and foremost, there needs to be an awareness. There needs to be spirit, right? So what is so interesting about this is that I realized that the heart itself doesn't work alone. Everything is connected. Everything is interconnected. And just by looking at what we call 5 elements, you can imagine this. Take a moment and feel into this as you listen to my words. The heart has this great bonfire of love that lights up. This is what we call passion. This is what we call desire. This is what we call dreams, visions. And then that fire starts to illuminate, it starts to fertilize what we call the element of earth. It starts to come down from the heart into the spleen, and it starts to fertilize and nourish the earth, so much so that the earth is prepared. It is prepared to bring forward what we call gold. It's an element that is known as metal in English, but in the very indigenous word of itself, in the 5 elements, the 5 phases, is gold. So you can imagine underneath the earth, the minerals are being, the minerals, they are being created through this tender nourishment, through this alchemy of fire and earth working together. And then in that metal element, it gets really, really interesting. Because when we talk about metal, when we talk about alchemy, we want to talk about what are the dross, what are the little extraneous things that are meant to be burnt away so that the gold can emerge from the lead itself. Lead is merely, or metal, let's put it that way, lead itself is merely a version of gold, right? It's forged in fire. And so if we allow that to happen, the metal becomes gold. And this gold will open up. It's the golden key that opens up the mystery's gate. This is a very, very powerful part of the journey. And a lot of you may know it as the hero's journey, right? This is where we go into the deep unknown, where we really go into not knowing, but standing unwavering with our authentic self, in our authentic voice, knowing truly what we're here to do, knowing what our purposefulness is, with awareness, directing the energy towards where our vision is asking us to go, to be willing to listen, to be willing to tend to what the universe is presenting us with. That's where we come into the element of water. The water element is very much associated with grief. It's very much associated with the tender, loving care of, like on the flip side, joy. So when we are able to tend to this part of the body, this part of the element itself, this energetic field, let's put it that way, then we can start to nourish the wood. And what happens when we water the trees? It starts to grow, it starts to branch outward, and with wood we can create more fire. And that's where it all cycles back, and it continues to cycle and cycle and cycle. And this is why I work so deeply with the Tao alchemy. It was a beautiful, oh yes, that's right. Oh my goodness. I mean, your name is Office, but I would love to know what your real name is, that you remember that. Yes. And I feel like I've really moved out into the next phase. Oh, you missed that picture? I literally just changed my picture, like literally. But yes, it was a beautiful, I was immersed in the Scottish waters. So real talk, the waters were freezing when I did the photo shoot, but it was so unforgettable. I was immersed in the waters. I felt like the dark goddess was really present. And this is the phase, you know, between metal and water, the mysterious pass. That's where we meet the dark goddess. You can call that the dark goddess. You can call that the crone, the one who is governing the doors of birth, death, and rebirth. She is the mother of creations. Thank you. I might change it back if I'm getting so many incredible comments, but yes, that was a while ago. And like Caroline was saying here, I do have a beautiful new photo right now. So hopefully you will love that too. And it's a very beautiful and sacred, you know, almost like a continuation of the story of where I'm at right now. That's beautiful. Yeah. I don't really, I mean, I do feel like there are lots of people who do embrace in the goddess representation. So it is definitely a perspective thing, I would say. And this is where it gets interesting, right? Thank you so much for sharing that. I don't know what your real name is because it says Office. I'm just going to say Office. But what I realized about, thank you, Vishnu. All right, so this is the interesting thing about the world at general, is that we are coming into a place where we're really asking, we're being asked to really examine and explore and become really curious about our very, very ancient lineages, the wisdom that they carry, and bringing that, it's like, how can we weave that into our modern conversation? For example, what I just shared with you, that has existed since the scriptures, the text of what we call the Yellow Emperor, and it is still very, very relevant today in Chinese medicine. And what we work with in particular is actually a goddess called Si Wang Mu. And Si Wang Mu is the mother of all creations. And she comes by many different names. She's known as Inanna. You know, she is known as even all the Greek goddesses that have gone through that very deep, mysterious path as an initiation into coming back up into earth. Like what I just mentioned, the wheel, the phases of going deep through metal into water, you know, the womb space of water, the unknown, the unconscious element, which is water, and then rising back up into wood, where we are sprouting from seed to tree again. And from there, we can really fuel the fire, the flames of our passion, the flames of our desires, the flames of our vision. And that really, this is where I want to really nail today, is that nail or hammer in, I guess. I mean, these are such old ways to say it, but basically what I really want to share with you today is that you don't have to go into really deep rock bottom, dark night of the soul in the physical world in order to feel that experience, in order to fuel the heart, in order to get the energetic up level, let's put it that way, or spiral upwards in your consciousness. Because if we're able to understand energy, the very first thing you must know about energy is that it is formless. Again, going back to where I started, energy is something that can be destroyed, it can be created and create, it can create, and it can dissipate as well. How does it dissipate? It dissipates when there is not enough energy, when there isn't enough to feed the energy for it to become material. And that energy oftentimes comes from the heart. This is why I always ask the question, are you wholeheartedly in this? Or are you doubting? Are you chasing? Are you convincing? Are you starting? Yeah, this is a very important question, but it cannot be, you can only have as much bandwidth in your mind to dissect that. Because I hear this so often, and if this is you, please let me know. Let's have a beautiful conversation in the comments where you would say, I love, I want to do this. I want to scale the mountains. I want to do that. I want to bring my business to the next level. I want to have the most divine relationship, but I can't, or because someone in my family stops me from doing that, or like because there is no market for this, or like even like, I mean, so much love to you, Vishnu, but like people don't embrace goddess representation. Like these are limiting beliefs that are causing the energy to dissipate. And of course, like for example, let's take an example here. Vishnu needs to have the intention, the awareness enough to create the energy that actually gathers enough mass to create the reality for him here, or in the way that it shows you that it is the truth. And this is why it gets so incredibly fascinating. Multiple truths do coexist in this world. Someone can see the same thing, two people can see the same thing and have a very different interpretation of it because they stand in different truths. But I always love saying this. There's one truth that isn't your truth or my truth. It is the truth. That truth is what we want to align with. If we want to live in harmony, we want to live in flow state, if we want to deepen our relationship with the divine. Because we are all fractals of the divine. We are all fractals who came from the same divine tree. Imagine each one of us a leaf that came from the same tree, and we carry the full DNA of that tree. That tree carries the full expression of the environment that it stands in. And we are that. We are literally that. We are the Tao, in other words. We are the universe. We are the cosmos. And the cosmos is ever expanding, and it wants to be materialized here. Yeah, definitely. And it's time that we remember. It is time that we remember, and this is why the work that I do is so deep and profound, because here's the thing. I started off talking about awareness, right? And awareness can be something that we can say, okay, I want to channel my chi into something very specific. Like this is something I want to materialize. I want this to happen. And so I'm channeling my attention. I'm channeling my chi towards this. My energy is going towards this. And then bam, something else took you out of it completely, out of nowhere. Like you didn't plan for it, you didn't envision it, you didn't even call that in, let's put it that way. And you're wondering, what's going on? What's going on? And this, what's going on, is the mystery inviting you into the beyond, the infinite field of potential, inviting you into initiation, initiating you if you want to, because you have free will. This is the interesting thing about the Tao. If you look through the sacred texts and really feel into that, and this is me speaking from my own experience working with the Tao, working with tea as a medicine and a heart opener and a portal into the Tao, is that Tao does not argue, It does not fight. It does not strive. It doesn't convince. It's the water that we spoke of. It's fluid. It's the creator of all things. And Tao gives free will. Everyone has free will. You can choose to remember, or you can choose not to. And if we are talking about purpose, let me tell you this. All of us, no exception, all of us, our purpose here, the reason why we materialized from formless to form, is to remember who we are. It's to remember that we are a fractal of the divine. We are here to remember that. And how do we remember? We remember through our journey, our evolution, through this knowing, deepening, cultivating our relationship with something we know is the beloved, knowing that we are the beloved and we are the loved one, being expressed through this human form now. And as we do that, understanding that that isn't a destination to go to, but it really is a journey, we are literally co-creating with the universe. This next level consciousness, this place that we call the new earth. Yes. And it is truly an experience where this is why in my work, I am so honored to work with tea as a spirit, as a medicine. It is like, yeah, I know, right? And this is where words can go so far. And tea can come in with that beautiful quietude and wisdom of 1,000 years. And bring that eternal spirit in and have this direct, unique transmission with you. Should you open your heart to receive her, of course. And you will find that without words, you can understand more than any words can give you. You can understand more than any words can bring into your conscious mind, because it goes so deep into your unconscious. It unravels something so that you start to remember, and it opens your sacred eyes. And this is something we do in ceremony. Why can't we just drink tea as a beverage and remember? Because in ceremony, you, my love, you are present. You, which is the essential ingredient in this alchemical formula. And this is where I want to share something. I would love to read this part out to you, as much as we're talking about this beautiful place of disintegration and growth and gestation and birth, which is very much the water flowing through your very own body and bones and muscles and sinews. Let me read this. Lead carries deeply hidden within its structure the fire of its own transformation. Many lead salts reveal a whole rainbow of brilliant colors, with the solar colors of yellow, orange, and red predominating. This is why lead has been used in paints for so many centuries. Finely divided lead powder is pyrophoric, or fire-containing, and easily catches fire or erupts spontaneously in flames. When made into a fine powder, lead metal must be kept in a vacuum to keep from catching fire. Otherwise, it ignites and burns down to a bright yellow ash, revealing its deeply hidden solar signature. So the wonder of lead is that hidden deep inside the gray date metal is a tiny eternal spark that is the seed of its own resurrection. In the eyes of alchemists, this makes lead the most important metal despite its unattractive darkness. For dull lead and gleaming gold are really the same things, only at different stages of growth or maturity. The secret fire inside lead is really the alchemical basis for transforming lead into gold, and correspondingly gives mankind hope for its own spiritual transformation. That tiny spark of light in the darkest part of matter makes resurrection part of the structure of the universe. And this is where we realize and come back to the truth that there is that spark. The fire exists in the darkness. And the whole journey requires, the journey asks of us to shine that light from within rather than looking outward for the light. And this is the journey. This is the power that you hold within you, that you're here to remember. And it all starts from us. It all starts from us. Within us, we already hold the answer. So if you are here to lead, if you are doing the work of mentoring, leading, if you are doing this work, it is essential that you are able to unravel any attachment to external validation, any sense of, the way your thoughts can run would be like, I know, but I have questions, or I need to know more so that I know what to say. The work here really is to delve deep into you, to know that you hold the key, you hold the answer. I'm not saying there's something wrong with, studying or learning more. There's nothing wrong with that. But the key after studying, after learning, is to understand there is an integrative process that needs to happen. And a lot of times that integrative process includes disintegrating, releasing things that are not true to you. That is not your truth. And you don't hold on to it because you fear that you may be wrong. You don't hold on to it because someone else said to you it is the right thing, but in your heart of hearts, you know it's not. And so what I love is so beautifully aligned is that when we deeply understand that we are the cosmos being expressed through a human body, it is what the whole if you look at the meteorites, they have a very direct telos, like it flies through the sky. Our purposefulness, what we are passionate about, what we love, that is the meteor flying through the sky. And we must allow that to chart through the sky, to land where it needs to land. Too many of us suppress the sides of us that is truly what we love, and too many of us don't give ourselves enough spaciousness to explore, just for the sake of fun. Because joy is where the spirit leads. But we don't let ourselves have that. If we don't do that, then we won't ever know where that telos, where that purposefulness really wants to land. And what happens then? It dissipates. And I'm sure a lot of you have experienced this. It's like you had a great idea and you were so bound up by fear and worry that it won't work, that you never took the action to create that in this dimension. And then next thing you know, you saw someone else on the internet saying, hey, I created this. And you're like, oh my God, I had that idea. That's how energy works. If you don't want that energy, it goes somewhere else. And it has to take root in your heart, not just a piece of the heart, but the whole heart. And when it breaks open, the sprouts will sprout higher and it'll go deeper. The roots deepen. And you must be willing for that to happen. You can't know it all. You can't control every single thing. You have to be willing to allow the mysterious roots to go deep into the earth and soil and see where it goes, see how it wants to sprout. And yes, there are elements where we know, yes, this is the way. And you don't see the next step, but you're so, the intuition is so strong, you just go with it. 4 years ago, 2019, I was in a job that is completely different from what I'm doing right now. I was in media and it was my dream job at the time. I manifested that and it was everything. I was living in a dream city, in a dream apartment, dream boyfriend, who's now my husband, by the way. But there was something more. And I didn't know what it was, but I just felt this sense of like, there's something more. There's something more I can do here. That's how I felt. And I remember just sending this note out into the universe at the time. I said, show me whatever it is. And I received a media invitation quite swiftly after to go to a tea ceremony. And I thought, you know what? I love tea. Why not? And when I went there, my life completely changed. The first bowl of tea I held in my hands, I heard tea spirit speak to me. You have to drop everything you know and go and serve tea. And I felt all the women in my generations. I felt their spirit. I felt their presence. I saw my grandmothers with a cauldron pouring beautiful liquid into a bowl. And for the first time in my entire life, I felt like home is here. Home is how it feels like. And it's within me. It's not external. It's not something I need to seek for anymore. And what happened next was that I was like, I can't stop this urge, this huge propensity, this, in hindsight, I can see an initiation where I can literally feel like this is where I can go and deepen my cultivation with this spirit. I don't know what it is, but I know I need to leave the job and take that leap into the unknown. So I quit my job. I was apprenticing as a tea apprentice, working in the tea room, studying with the teacher. And then I left Hong Kong when I was where I was. And then I moved to Edinburgh. And the world shut down in 2020. I didn't have a clue it was going to happen. But it was like the moment everything was just paved perfectly. There I was in Edinburgh making this, like serving tea, knowing that this is all I want to do, not knowing really what to do next. And then when the world shut down, I started to serve tea ceremonies online, started mentoring women. And then it just became a full-on business. Because we are really literally here changing the world with this work. And one of the things that I truly stand by is that as women, when we are able to truly own our gifts and know how valuable that is to the world, even though it may come so easily and effortlessly to us, it is very necessary to share in the world and also be divinely available to receive. And wealth works through us. I always say this, wealth works through me. I'm not making money but wealth is being expressed through me. And more wealth allows me to serve humanity in a bigger way. And we need more people who are in integrity to have bigger wealth. And so this is me standing here after not knowing, going step by step with the intuition. Because I'm going to tell you this, you will know when the mind is doing its illusional tricks on you. Your mind will set out the whole plan for you. It will tell you, you got to do this, you got to get in touch with this person so that you can get this, and then from this you will get 10 people, and from 10 people you will do. That's the mind. That's you playing in the field of predictability. Everything is predictable because you already know, you've already gone through it, someone has done it. And this is why there's so much in the coaching industry that we really have to start to come back into our ownership, come back to our reclamation of power, because everyone's way works. Multiple truths exist. The question is, what is authentic to you? You can't go into a mentorship, and this is a huge thing for me. You don't come into my mentorship and I don't tell you what to do. You don't come in asking me what to do. Give me a blueprint, give me a strategy. No. What I'm here to do is to guide you to your most high and divine expression. And that transmission from T is uniquely yours. I can't even replicate it for anyone else. And this is the power of being a leader who is so willing to be led by spirit so that I can lead you. So that I can lead you. Why? Because if I were to just rely on my logical mind, my strategic mind, I can only teach you what I know. But if I were led by spirit, man, I go way beyond what I know. And I channel that through to you, whether it is by words or energetically. Yes, whatever, I'm just going to read this. Whatever religion or technique we practice, it's finally come to the point of self-realization or self-illumination. Yes. And I think a lot of that's oftentimes where people feel like they're stuck, is where they are not willing to go deeper into the great mystery and beyond. Because it is something that the mind would feel very scared of because it doesn't know. And this is why sometimes to have a mentor and a guide is the most valuable thing you can give to yourself. With the knowing that everything is happening for you, as you, through you. Like, why are we hesitating from receiving support? This is a big question. Yeah. And Christian, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I'm not sure about the volume because that's just me speaking. And if anyone else has problems with the volume, please let me know. I always check this before I go into the session, but let me know if that's happening for you as well. And yeah, it is scary to go deeper without a guide. And here's the thing I want to share with you. I always share this, and it is from my heart, that you know that you already have the power within you. You already have the answer within you. You already have all of that intuitive guidance. Your soul's desire is already within you. The light is within you, and you really don't need anyone in order for that to happen. But I always say this to my clients. You know, I was having this beautiful conversation with one of my clients. I said to her, this is like having a smoother journey as the fractal of the divine. A smoother evolutionary journey as the fractal of the divine, basically. That's all. But you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out anyway. But what I'm here for is really to elevate your consciousness, and also to really come into this space of like you knowing who you are. That's really all. That's really, really all there is. And I think what I would love to see is more mentors, more healers, more guides, coaches, whatever you call yourself, like leaders, having more willingness to be in the mystery, to be willing to not know. Because the alchemy that we speak about, you know, which is pure transformation, is transformation from something we used to know to completely something that is renewed, is born anew. There needs to be this journey through the mysterious past. And there's no attachment to time. There's no attachment to logic. There really isn't. And I see this too often, is that people who are in that void, they are trying so hard to pick it apart. They're trying to pick apart quantum leaps. They're trying to design quantum leaps. But there is no sense of attachment to time when it comes to that. The more you attach yourself to how long will it take, where is this going, what do I need to do, the longer it will take for you to be in there. And there are 44 people here, by the way. I love it. I keep seeing 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 today. This is incredible. But this is why my work is really largely based on how can we dive deep into the mystery together? How can we surrender to the mystery together? And the work is to bring that surrender to you immersed in beauty, with the knowing that you don't have to physically go through that dark night of the soul where things are crumbling and falling apart. Like, that is not necessary when you learn to work with your energy at that level. And also, to say all of that, to sum that up, again, there are also times in our lives, even for myself, that I never expected that mystery to open up. It just happened. And that is where true mastery happens. Like, true mastery is being asked of you. When you have done the practice, when you're well trained, let's put it that way, when these things happen, when the mystery just, it brings you, like, cracks you apart, and you're like, how did it happen? What happened there? We know what to do. We know who we are. More than doing, we know who we are. It is our being, it's our infinite being expressed through us. There is a deeper invitation, a bigger invitation to something greater, and we are here for it. Like, we have to be so unwavering on this. We are here for great things. And to be here for great things, we must be fully willing to go to the deep end. Not just the pretty side of things, but really, can we meet the dark goddess and see the gold in the lead? Can we do this? And it is so much smoother and more glorious, I feel, to do this with someone together. And this is what I'm here for. This is truly my life's work, my journey with T. T as the spirit. T has been around for a long, long time. And her wisdom guides us deep into the roots, into the earth, to meet the divine feminine, and sets us up to really spiral upward into the celestial palaces above. It brings us up and it roots us down at the same time. And let us not forget that we too are here to be that very heaven on earth. We are here to bring that heaven on earth. Well, it is time to understand this, that if you want something, it starts from beliefs. Yeah? If you don't believe, you won't see it, even if it's right in front of you. That's the extraordinary thing. All right, my loves. So I hope this brought something to you. I hope this illuminated something for you. I hope that it awakened your heart in some ways. Like I said, words can only go this far. If you're looking at truly experiencing this for yourself, I do beautiful bespoke tea ceremonies. I have a divine event coming up to align with the cosmic events of the Lionsgate portal on the 8th of August. You will get 2 ceremonies. The first one is on the 7th of July, 7/7, and then the next one 8/8. If that is for you, you can check out the link in my bio or send me a message. I would love to speak with you, answer questions, be with you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your donations. I truly appreciate you. And thank you for sharing this. If you love this, please share my profile. Please get more people to tune in. Share this medicine with the world. I love you. I honor you. I appreciate you. Stay well. Lots of love.